All right, Victorum Gaming fans, we're here with our first battle report. Today we're going to do some Blood Red Skies. We got Luftwaffe versus U.S. Air Force. So we already got setup more or less done. We're just playing a friendly little game here. So we got basically two FW-190s for the Germans, two 109s, all at level 3 veterancy basically, and then we decided to try out an ace on each side. So we got Bombo Shank here for the Germans with his 110. And again, we kind of got that set up here. And then on the American side, we got four P-51 Mustangs. And what do we got here? So we got that George Preddy, so for their ace, and then he's got a level 4 and then two level 3s to go with it. So setup's basically complete. Americans have 3 of their 4 planes with advantage already, so that's great for them. I got one advantaged 190, one disadvantaged, and everybody else is neutral. So we'll pick it up at the end of turn 1. All right, we're back at the end of turn 1. No shooting as of yet, just some maneuvering. So go ahead and walk us through what you did with your Americans here.
George Preddy and his squadron of Mustangs just pretty much flew ahead full speed. Preddy and his wingman moved up 9, and then the other 2 planes, the 4 skill and the 3 skill, flew into the cloud. Lost a little bit of advantage by doing that, but they're trying to set up for burning some free advantage out of a cloud next turn and maybe get a little head-on action against those incoming Messerschmitts.
Okay, and Americans, we just moved up a little, Germans, we just moved up a little bit, climbed to get some advantage here. The 109s are sticking together, and then the 190s moved up all their speed and turned a little bit, and then Bombo here in his 110 also moved up about as far as he could, and then turn in a little bit. So turn 2 should have some action here, hopefully, and we'll be back after that. All right, we're back at the end of 3, so a little bit of shooting, not too much happened. Americans came up, did some damage, sort of, to our 109s, basically dropped them both down to disadvantage. We actually got out of that with some lucky maneuvering. We did take a boom chit, though, on the 109s there. And then we're still trying to get our ace and the 190s turned to actually get in this game and actually do something. The ace did actually pull a little maneuver with one of his cards and basically temporarily dropped him to disadvantaged, but when he activated, he got back to neutral. And then we also tried a heavy flak presence while he was disadvantaged, but didn't quite show up the way it needed to. Otherwise, we could have potentially dropped him. But going into turn 4, so should be some more action coming up here. All right, back at the end of round 4, lots of maneuvering and shooting, and got a nice little furball going in the middle here. So we had an epic opportunity here to take down the American ace with our ace, Bombo. Basically got close, played heavy hitter, which gave us an extra die, and basically any 6 would have been kind of a crit. We had 10 dice total, and as you can see by the fact that the American pilot's still there, we did not roll a 6. And then we maneuvered and tried to take a tail gun shot, which also did absolutely nothing. So that was just a whole lot of missed opportunity there. The 190s finally got to do some shooting too. Not too much, but we did manage to make that Mustang there go to disadvantage. 109 came in at the end, tried to do something, but again, lots of whiffing. And then this guy, basically the other 109 came back in and is trying to close in and get back in the game here too. So lots of cards being played, lots of shots, just unfortunately not so much in the way of damage yet. So we're going to try and hopefully take down that other pilot skill 3 Mustang this turn. So we'll see how things go in end of 4 here. All right, back at the end of 5, lots more maneuvering and shooting. We had a whole bunch of action here. We ended up, lots of strafing, which didn't accomplish much. We took a second boom chit, but nobody lost yet. We did manage to get behind the American ace and get him to disadvantage, and again, several shots on that closest Mustang there with multiple planes, but didn't accomplish enough just because most of it was strafing. We're going to keep maneuvering and keep battling here, and hopefully we just got to really just down one more plane of the Americans, and then we actually have it. But definitely got to get our ace back to normal too. So we'll be back after 6. All right, back at the end of 6. Again, a little bit more maneuvering and shooting. Got a whole bunch of people trying to down the American ace, kind of force him to the board edge here, but he got back to neutral at the end. The 4 skill is back to advantage. This guy kind of just went through the clouds and basically got everybody turned around. We just got to get our 110 turned around here. So hopefully do something again. We're just still trying to get that last elusive kill on the Americans. We did take a boom chit because we played Wall of Lead to try and get some damage in with a reroll, which basically 10 dice of no hits, so dice are just not going the Luftwaffe's way so far. We'll be back after 7. All right, back at the end of 7. Again, a lot more shooting and maneuvering. The 2 American, the ace and the 4, basically to save themselves from flying off the board, burn some advantage to be able to maneuver, to get back in the game really and get in the clouds for some safety for this turn. The other Mustang went head to head with the 109 that moved up here, and they actually both damaged each other, so another boom chit on each side. So this 109 came in, tried to shoot the Mustang, failed of course with the way our dice are going. Took some damage in return, but we actually dodged it, so that prevented a boom chit, thankfully. And then the two 190s basically pulled some maneuvers and are getting back to get in the fray here and hopefully chase that Mustang down. Eventually, we will be successful. Then Bombo is kind of trying to get himself into some sort of position, too. So we'll see how things go after turn 8 here.
Because they're simple.
Yeah.
Like 3 colors.
Right.
A brown, a green for camo, and on the bottom, light gray.
So end of, was this 8 finally? Or not quite the end of 8, but American Ace and his sort of wingman there basically just hauled ass out of the cloud there, and were getting themselves set up for basically like a turnaround.
Oh no, they just kept going.
They just kept
were
going.
bugging out and going home.
In the meantime, we decided to just like swarm that last Mustang here, who's finally crashed and burned. First 190 came in with a couple strafing shots, missed, but forced him to at least roll some dice to try and dodge it. Second one though, finally connected, still just hit one hit, didn't roll a single crit the entire game, but Mustang had like 12 dice to dodge it and actually failed it. So yeah, finally got that last one, put 2 more boom chits on him base, or 1 more boom chit, which is enough to down the Americans for this one. So yeah, that's basically it for our first game. A lot of stuff to still figure out and work on for strategy and cards and all that fun stuff. 190s are definitely pretty good, about the same as the Mustangs so far as what we've seen. These early 109s, though, definitely not all that great. Bombo was rock solid. Probably would have been even better if he actually connected with that heavy hitter card earlier in the game. He really should have. That was kind of embarrassing. But definitely seems cool, though probably not necessarily great in this list here. So we might try one of our 190 aces once we get them painted up and all that fun stuff. But overall, pretty fun first game. Lots of stuff to still figure out. But yeah, so game 1 here, finally victory to the Luftwaffe, and we're going to come back with another one here. I think we're going to do Luftwaffe versus some British Spitfires and other stuff. So stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed the battle. Hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.